The Red Bull Junior team has never been a calm pathway. It is a battlefield disguised as an academy. Drivers enter it dreaming of Formula One glory, but most leave broken, discarded, or forgotten. This is the same system that produced Sebastian Vettel, Daniel Ricciardo, Pierre Gasly, and of course Max Verstappen. The greatest product the program has ever created, and this is why the motorsport world stopped and listened when Helmut Marko, a man known for almost never showing praise, named one driver as the most naturally gifted young talent he has seen since Max. He didn't choose a Formula 2 champion, or a familiar surname, or a media favourite. He chose a British-Swedish teenager named Arvid Lindblad. Marko's endorsement was not just a compliment, it was a declaration, a warning to the paddock, a signal to rival academies, a message to Red Bull itself. The next era of their team, the next major project, had arrived, and what followed was the fastest, most ruthless rise through the junior ranks that modern racing has seen. Lindblad not only earned his super license before turning 18, he broke multiple records, earned a Formula One seat, and forced Red Bull to accelerate their long-term plans. This is the story of how a quiet, controlled teenager became the centerpiece of Red Bull's future, and why Marko believes he is the only driver since Verstappen who can reshape the sport, the British-Swedish prodigy. Arvid Lindblad began where many legends begin, karting. But his start was different. He didn't just show talent, he showed an almost engineered precision. From the age of 5, he was already beating older drivers, and before he even hit his teenage years, he was being mentored by Oliver Rowland, a Formula E world champion and one of the sharpest modern race minds. Under Rowland, Lindblad developed a style that Red Bull loves, aggressive but controlled, decisive but analytical, blisteringly fast but rarely chaotic. By 13, he was dominating internationally, collecting titles across Europe and gaining a reputation as a driver who didn't just win, he dismantled fields. Red Bull signed him in 2021. That moment changed everything. The pressure increased instantly. Every lap was analyzed, every decision measured, every mistake magnified. Many young drivers crumble under that kind of attention. Lindblad didn't. He took on Italian Formula 4 in 2023 and stamped the season with 6 victories, in one of the toughest junior categories on the planet. But what really caught attention was his victory in the Macau Grand Prix in F4, where he threaded a car through the narrow streets of the world's most punishing circuit with frightening accuracy. Red Bull had found their next machine, and they knew it. The F3 breakout. Most young drivers are given a quiet rookie year in FIA Formula 3. Teams usually advise them, learn the car, understand the tyres, absorb the pressure. Lindblad ignored that script. In 2024, his debut F3 season, he stepped into the most prestigious junior team in the world, Prema. Expectations were high, but what he delivered was beyond anything the paddock anticipated. He didn't just participate, he didn't just adapt, he won, repeatedly. He ended the season with 4 victories, the most of any driver on the grid, a rare feat for a rookie. His performance at Silverstone stunned even the veterans, a double victory weekend at a track where pressure is suffocating. The sprint race, then the feature race, both executed with precision and composure. That was the moment the prophecy surrounding him grew louder. Red Bull saw something familiar, something Verstappen-like, a driver who turned a learning year into a takeover year. The message was clear. Arvid wasn't just rising, he was climbing faster than the system could contain him. The Super License mission. After F3, Lindblad was close to holding enough points for his FIA Super License, the passport to Formula One. Close, but not enough. Red Bull stepped in, executing one of their classic strategic moves, sending him to New Zealand for the Formula Regional Oceania Championship. A short season, a high-point reward, a perfect opportunity. But the challenge was severe. New circuits, unfamiliar competition, brutal weather conditions, and no margin for error. One slip, one crash, one meltdown, and the mission would collapse. But Lindblad rose to the moment again. He didn't just finish the championship, he won it. The title pushed him beyond the 40-point threshold. At just 17, Arvid Lindblad was officially eligible for Formula One. Red Bull wasted no time. They placed him directly into Formula 2 for 2025, knowing full well that a rapid rise was risky, but also knowing that delaying him would be an even bigger mistake. The ultimatum had transformed into momentum, the F2 record breaker. Formula 2 exposes weaknesses instantly. It breaks egos, it tests maturity, it destroys hype faster than any category below F1. But for Lindblad, it became another stage. Another chance to show Marko that his intuition was right. During the Jeddah sprint race, he mastered the chaos of Saudi Arabia's high-speed street circuit and crossed the line first, becoming the youngest Formula 2 race winner in history. The record had stood for years. Many great drivers passed through the category without touching it. Lindblad broke it within months, and he didn't stop there. He claimed his first feature race victory in Barcelona, executing a race of patience, balance, and racecraft that looked years beyond his age. By mid-season, Red Bull began giving him FP1 sessions, putting him behind the wheel of the actual Red Bull racing machine. At Silverstone, he finished P6 on the timesheets, a teenager driving a championship-defending car, delivering a result that seasoned veterans struggle to achieve. The verdict was sealed. The hype was justified. The promotion became inevitable. Red Bull confirmed his Formula One seat with Racing Bulls for the 2026 season, making him one of the youngest full-time drivers ever to join the grid. The Red Bull blueprint. What makes Lindblad worthy of the Verstappen comparison? It isn't just raw speed, though he has that in abundance. It's the way he matches Red Bull's psychological blueprint. He is aggressive but not reckless. Emotionally steady but not passive. Ruthless on track, but quiet off it. Young but frighteningly mature. Red Bull needs drivers who do not crumble under pressure, who thrive under Marko's famously brutal expectations, who absorb criticism without losing confidence, and who maintain an icy focus in the middle of career-defining storms. Lindblad has shown all of these traits earlier than most drivers ever do. His path through F4, F3, F2, and now F1 has been a straight line. Not of perfection, but of consistency. He doesn't spiral after setbacks. He doesn't lash out publicly. He doesn't play media games. He does what Verstappen did at his age. He delivers, every time, on demand. Marko sees himself as the guardian of Red Bull's future, and in Lindblad, he sees the perfect continuation of what made Verstappen special. The verdict: the next Max Verstappen. Is Arvid Lindblad the next Max Verstappen? The comparison is bold, perhaps unfair, perhaps premature, but the similarities are undeniable. The immediate speed, the emotionally controlled personality, the relentless competitiveness, the ability to win at every level of the ladder. The confidence Red Bull rarely gives so openly. He has checked every requirement, passed every test, and now secured his place on the Formula One grid. With his seat confirmed for 2026, the question is no longer whether he will make it, it is whether he will dominate it. The Red Bull machine has chosen its next weapon. The paddock is watching, and the ultimatum is simple. Arvid Lindblad is not the future, he is the present. He understands the physics of wheel-to-wheel combat with a maturity far beyond his age. He studies telemetry like a veteran, not a rookie, and when he speaks, there is a calm certainty, not arrogance, but inevitability. In junior formulas, he didn't simply win, he dismantled expectations. He adapted instantly to new machinery, new tracks, new pressure. He showed the rare combination of aggression and calculation that defines legends. Engineers love working with him because he listens. Rivals hate racing him because he doesn't flinch. Every challenge thrown at him, tire management, qualifying consistency, racecraft under stress, he turned into another bullet point on a growing resume of inevitability. Red Bull sees this. They see a driver who thrives under the exact environment that destroys most juniors. They see someone who does not shrink when Helmut Marko watches from the garage. Someone who walks into a debrief knowing he belongs. And perhaps most importantly, they see what they once saw in Verstappen, a generational competitor who doesn't aim for the podium. He aims for the sport itself. The Red Bull machine has chosen its next weapon. The paddock is watching, and the ultimatum is simple. Arvid Lindblad is not the future, he is the present. And if history has taught Formula One anything, it's this. When Red Bull backs a prodigy this completely, the rest of the grid usually pays the price. Lindblad isn't arriving to learn, he's arriving to rewrite, to disrupt, to bend the championship arc toward himself, and the sport might soon realize that a new era isn't coming in 2026.